Here you go. Welcome. How's everybody feeling today? Should be rested. Let's pull out our pocket Bible. I want to read the book of Ruth today. Welcome. My name is Amadeas. I'm going to be doing some reading today. This is going to be in the Old Testament. God is calling us to read this. Ruth, chapter 1. Elimelech moves his family to Moab. In the days when the judges ruled in Israel, a severe famine came upon the land. So a man from Bethlehem in Judah left his home and went to live in the country of Moab, taking his wife and 2 sons with him. The man's name was Elimelech, and his wife was Naomi. Their 2 sons were Mahlon and Chilion. They were Ephrathites from Bethlehem in the land of Judea. And when they reached Moab, they settled there. Then Elimelech died, and Naomi was left with their 2 sons. The 2 sons married Moabite women. One married a woman named Orpah, and the other woman named Ruth. But about 10 years later, both Mahlon and Chilion died. This left Naomi alone without her 2 sons or her husband. Naomi and Ruth return. Hello, welcome. Thank y'all for joining in. We're reading Ruth in the Bible. Chapter 1, we're right now chapter 1, verse 6. Then Naomi heard in Moab that the Lord had blessed his people in Judah, by giving them good crops again. So Naomi and her daughters-in-laws got ready to leave Moab to return to her homeland. With her 2 daughters-in-law, she set out from the place where she had been living, and they took the road that would lead them back to Judah. Very nice. God be with you, each and every single one of y'all. But on the way, Naomi said to her 2 daughters-in-law, go back to your mother's homes, and may the Lord reward you for your kindness to your husbands and to me. May the Lord bless you with the security of another marriage. Then she kissed them goodbye, and they all broke down and wept. No, they said, we want to go with you to your people. But Naomi replied, why should you go on with me? Can I still give birth to other sons who could grow up to be your husbands? No, my daughters, return to your parents' homes, for I am too old to marry again. And even if it were possible and I were to get married tonight and bear sons, then what? Would you wait for them to grow up and refuse to marry someone else? No, of course not, my daughters. Things are far more bitter for me than for you, because the Lord himself has raised his fist against me. And again they wept together, and Orpah kissed her mother-in-law goodbye. But Ruth clung tightly to Naomi. Look, Naomi said to her, your sister-in-law has gone back to her people and to her gods. You should do the same. But Ruth replied, don't ask me to leave you and turn back. Wherever you go, I will go. Wherever you live, I will live. Your people will be my people, and your God will be my God. Wherever you die, I will die, and there I will be buried. May the Lord punish me severely if I allow anything but death to separate us. When Naomi saw that Ruth was determined to go with her, she said nothing more. Oh, that's powerful. So the two of them continued on their journey. When they came to Bethlehem, the entire town was excited by their arrival. It is really Naomi? The woman asked. Don't call me Naomi, she replied. Instead, call me Mara, for the Almighty has made life very bitter for me. I went away full, but the Lord has brought me home empty. Why call me Naomi when the Lord has caused me to suffer, and the Almighty has sent such tragedy upon me? So Naomi returned to Moab, accompanied by her daughter-in-law Ruth, the young Moabite woman. They arrived in Bethlehem in late spring, at the beginning of the barley harvest. I love y'all. Ruth works in Boaz's field, chapter 2. Now there was a wealthy, influential man in Bethlehem named Boaz, who was a relative of Naomi's husband, Elimelech. One day, Ruth the Moabite said to Naomi, let me go out into the harvest fields to pick up the stalks of grain left behind by anyone who was kind enough to let me do it. Naomi replied, all right, my daughter, go ahead. So Ruth went out to gather grain behind the harvests. And as it happened, she found herself working in a field that belonged to Boaz, the relative of her father-in-law, Elimelech. While she was there, Boaz arrived from Bethlehem and greeted the harvesters. The Lord be with you. That is so powerful. The Lord be with you, he said. The Lord bless you, the harvesters replied. Then Boaz asked his foreman, who is the young woman over there? Who does she belong to? And the foreman replied, she is the young woman from Moab who came back to Naomi. She asked me this morning if she could gather grain behind the harvesters. She has been hard at work ever since. Except for a few minutes resting in the shelter, Boaz went over and said to Ruth, listen, my daughter, stay right here with us, then you gather grain. Don't go to any other field. Stay right behind the young woman working in my field. See which part of the field they are harvesting, and then follow them. I have warned the young men not to treat you roughly. And when you are thirsty, help yourself to water they have drawn from the well. Hello, Fetcher. Mill Auto. I have been busy listening to God's guidance, and it has internally caused me to not have as much time on this platform as I would like to. But we're very blessed and thankful. Oh, I put the link. Last time you talked to me about it, I put the link down there. Yeah, it's under I have like 3 or 4 links, and that last one, I named it Amadeas Budgets. So it would mentally remind me, hey, budget this that God has blessed you with. Budget this. If anyone were to do such of a kind gesture, budget it. Go to my profile and click on the More tab. Yeah, it should be down there. Drive me crazy. Give me 1 sec. Yeah. Yeah, if you should be able to like click on my profile. But by no means, please. relying that God answers our prayers, both of ours. I cannot figure it out. Can you help me? Yeah, give me 1 sec. I got you. The best way for me to do it is for me to just put it as a poll, I suppose. That's the name of it right there. Of course, it has to. That's the name of it. So you're able to put the money sign and then search my name up, and then you'll be able to verify. You could screenshot this. Oh, don't here, listen. Do you have my phone number? You have my phone number, you're more than welcome to message me and I'll send you the link. You're so kind. You truly gracious. I want to get a drink one second. Weird. Were you able to figure it out? Oh, man. Are you familiar with Cash App? It's weird. So if you go to the YouTube and you click on more info, so like go out of the YouTube live, go on the actual profile and you'll click more and it'll have my links on the bottom. Or you could just search the name on the Cash App if you, by your discretion, truly. It drives me crazy. Let's get back to this. In God's timing, that's what I say. In God's good timing, He will provide. Yes, I know, Boaz replied, but I also know about everything you have done for your mother-in-law since the death of your husband. I have heard how you left your father and mother in your own land to live here among complete strangers. You just put it in the super chat. I don't know how to do super chats. If you can teach me how to do that, that's... I believe that super chat is for streamers who are past the 1,000 subscriber threshold. Hi, Faith. Welcome. Yes, you are a teacher. Welcome. We're reading Ruth. May the Lord, the God of Israel, under whose wings you have come to take refuge, reward you fully for what you have done. I hope I continue to please you, sir, she replied. You have comforted me by speaking so kindly to me, even though I am not one of your workers. Aw, we love that. At mealtime, Boaz called to her, come over here and help yourself to some food. You can dip your bread in the sour wine. So she sat with her harvesters, and Boaz gave her some roasted grains to eat. She ate all she wanted and still had some left over. When Ruth went back to work again, Boaz ordered his young men, let her gather grain right among the sheaves without stopping her, and pull out some heads of barley from the bundles and drop them on purpose for her. Let her pick them up, and don't give her a hard time. So Ruth gathered barley there all day, and when she beat out of the grain that evening, it filled an entire basket. She carried it back into town, and showed it to her mother-in-law. Ruth also gave her the roasted grain that were left over from her meal. Where did you gather all this grain today? Naomi asked. Where did you work? May the Lord bless the one who helped you. So Ruth told her mother-in-law about the man in whose field she had worked. She said, the man I worked with today is named Boaz. May the Lord bless him, Naomi told her daughter-in-law. She has shown his kindness to us as well as your dead husband. The man is one of your closest relatives, one of our family redeemers. And God be with you. Truly, KR. Then Ruth said, what's more, Boaz even told me to come back and stay with the harvesters until the entire harvest is complete. Truly, absolutely. Good, Naomi explained. Do as he said, my daughter. Stay with his young woman right through the whole harvest. You might be embarrassed in other fields, but you'll be safe with him. So Ruth worked alongside the woman in Boaz fields and gathered grain with them until the end of the barley harvest. Then she continued working with them, though the wheat harvest in early summer. And all the while she lived with her mother-in-law. Chapter 3. We're on chapter 3. Exciting. Ruth at the threshing floor. Kevin, thank you. I do apologize if I ever forget that. Truly. I will do my very best due diligence to remember names. Thank y'all for being here to listen. God's word is the most sacred thing that we have to getting close to him. Besides prayer, prayer is another powerful way to connect with him. Milt, welcome back. Oh, well, awesome. Okay. Well, thank you. Where did you gather all this grain today? Naomi asked. We're going to end off on Ruth. We started from Ruth chapter 1 and we ended all the way through chapter 2. We will pick up next on Ruth chapter 3 and 4 to complete Ruth. Hey, Faith, indeed, absolutely. You're more than welcome to reach out to me. Keep on breathing, everyone. Truly keep on breathing. God be with you. God loves you. Each and every single one of you unconditionally. I love you. Ciao.